So, you have an astrological soul contract with your twin flame, and what are you going to do about it? Maybe that's why it's so hard to get your twin flame to be with you. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Maybe that's not true. It's 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 definitely not true. But, this is kind of one of those things that you're going to see online about twin flames, um which it's not, I guess, totally unreasonable to ask questions like that because it seems so fucking hard to get this person to stop rejecting you, and everybody's telling you, yeah, there's something you can do to get your twin flame to be with you, and that's true. I should know, you know, I met my twin flame, right? We're good. We're good. No more running and chasing. And I've coached thousands of twin flames. I've helped a lot of people to be with their twin flame, guys. I'm the world's #1 twin flame coach. So listen up. Here's the secret of the twin flame astrology soul contract. That's only a thing if there's another. For there to be a soul contract or any contract, there has to be two parties, right? Me and you. Now, this 3D realm that we live in, it's not really real, is it? Right? That's one of the things that you'll hear spiritual people talking about. And that's true. I mean, even a physicist will kind of point you in that direction. This isn't really ultimate reality. It seems to be a simulation. I mean, that's a real conversation that scientists have. So that there's two of you, it looks that way on the physical plane, on the 3D plane, right? There's me and there's this other person. But what if I told you that's just an illusion? There's only one of you, you guys. Who are you beyond your body? Like if I asked you, if I walked up to you on the street and I said, "Hi, nice to meet you. Who are you?" You're going to tell me like a conceptual version of self, like who I am. So the personality, right? The roles that you play in life, your job, your family, your friends, places you've been, knowledge that you have, skills that you have, right? A history, a conceptual and or emotional breakdown of who you are as a person, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's what that is. Well, that's the mind, no doubt, right? But remember, you are body, mind, and soul, right? What does everybody say about twin flames? Everybody. You guys are the same soul. You and this person are the same soul. You are simultaneous incarnations of the same soul, right? Like think like reincarnation. So if we're the same soul, then there's only one of us. Because who you really are beyond the body and the mind is the soul. And we just talked about the mind because there's this mask of self that we wear when we're down here in this 3D simulation. And they call that the ego or the id, the personality, right? It's this mask. But what's under the mask? You, the real you, the soul. And when you die, when you leave your body for good, the mind goes away. The mask of self, the personality, the story of self, right? Like again, like I said a minute ago, like if I was to walk up to you on the street and ask you who you are, you're going to give me this conceptual story of self, personality. But that's gone when you die. So the body and the mind, they're gone. What's left? The soul. What is the soul? Consciousness. There's not two of you. There's one. There's one. And that's who you really are. Guys, that's who you were before you came down here. It's who you've always been and always will be. This body and mind that you have right now is temporary. And This is the with you and your twin flame, this is something that you have with them, your person, seemingly a person, right? But it's something that you've got that nobody else has with you and this person that you call twin flame. You've got something nobody else has. The same soul, guys. So when you die and they die, you go back up to the oneness of soul. And one of the myths that you're going to see on the internet about twin flames is that the soul splits. And I've talked about that many, many times in the past. I debunked, that whole thing where that came from. Um, Let me come back to that in a second, but let's just say for right now, that's not how it works. But let me finish this thing about soul contracts first, and then I'll tell you what twin flames really are and how that really works. It's not the soul splits. So, again, for there to be a contract, there has to be two parties, and there's not. There's no soul contract. You don't have a contract with your soul. That's separation. You are the soul. You're not separate from it. You are that, which means you are your twin. There's no contract. So, why do they run? I'll tell you why they run. It's because you're trying to figure it out. Well, that's not really you, that's the mind. The mind. Remember, body, mind, soul. You think you are this mind. What's the first thing you're going to learn about when you learn the art of genuine Zen spiritualism? The first thing they're going to tell you is you are not your mind. You believe yourself to be, and we've gotten so used to it that we live that way. But that's not who you are. You are not that which thinks or feels emotions. So if you're trying to understand me right now, that's actually not you. And I'm not saying that's bad. There's nothing wrong with thinking and emotions. That's just not who you are. You are consciousness. This is why meditation is so important. If you have ever had an event where there's thinking and emotions going on, and you notice that there is thinking and emotions going on. Everybody's done that, right? Like, why am I thinking about this, right? What is it that notices thought? Consciousness. That's the soul. It's in consciousness, it's not thought, it's not emotion. Here's another example. Think of a newborn baby, right? Okay. Now, from there, we will fast forward to about the age of 7 or 8. And it's right around the age of 7 or 8 where the mental conceptual self, the mask of ego, starts to kind of form into what it's going to be, right? Any psychologist, they're going to tell you that. That's when that kind of starts to congeal, right? But it's a collection of retained thought and emotional imprints, the personality. It's mental, right? So now let's go back to the newborn baby. The newborn baby doesn't have any of that. There is no ego mask. There are no retained thought and emotional patterns. It's a day old baby. So, what's going on inside the baby? Consciousness, awareness. When you reincarnate into a brand new body and you're a brand newborn baby, it's just consciousness. Why? Because that's the soul. The soul is coming into the body. That's all that's there. Now, when the baby hears a loud noise and it gets scared or it gets mad because it's hungry, an emotion takes place, and so begins the accumulation of mental and emotional patterns that will one day constitute the personality mask. But before that was consciousness, and it's just consciousness. It's only awareness, and that's all. In the mind, you might be sitting there thinking that's not really you. You're trying to understand that's actually not you. But the mind, is trying to understand, well, what is consciousness and how do I acquire it? Consciousness was there first, the newborn baby. The mind came later. So you're not going to think your way back into consciousness. This is why meditation is so important, right? What do I have my brand new twin flame coaching students do? Read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, watch the Samadhi movie, and learn to meditate. There's no soul contracts, but there is a soul and it's consciousness. And if you go in here and align with your soul instead of trying to figure out something to do with your person, they come back. It's like it works the opposite of the way that you would think it does, right? The way that you think it does. Because, see, the mind is linear. It's going to look at things like a soul contract or astrology, and it's going to think that that's a reasonable thing to investigate. And it's probably not unreasonable, but it turns out it doesn't help, right? That might help with a soulmate, probably help a lot with a soulmate, right? But this isn't soulmates. This is your soul. And you don't do anything about it. It just is existing. You just kind of forgot. You fell asleep when the personality mask of ego mind began to form in your childhood. So I've got some loose ends that I want to tie up with you before we go. We're going to talk about what twin flames really are. You might recall I said it's not the soul splitting. That's not it. And I'm going to give you some resources, some free stuff, and we'll kind of tie up some loose ends. Again, why like thinking things through, trying to figure out a soul contract or trying to figure out what to do about the physical person actually makes them run. So we're going to talk about those two things before I go. So stick around. But I just wanted to share this with you, you guys. I've helped a lot of people to be with their twin flame. They're getting married, living together, right? My twin flame, she's permanently in my life. I've helped thousands of people, guys. And I don't show you this to brag or anything like that. I think you're smart. You know what smart people want? Proof. If your shit works, Kurt, show me. Well, here you go, guys. And I've got free stuff that I'll share with you, all kinds of free resources. There's also paid coaching on my website, newworldallstar.com. It's not expensive, guys. You can get started for very little. I even have payment plans. If you go here to my website, here, let me zoom in. Start your journey, introduction to the journey for twin flames, and then scroll down and I'll show you the payment options. It's very affordable. I don't charge thousands, guys. Other twin flame coaches do. And then it's not even really twin flame coaching. They've got you doing all the healing and the mirror exercise and clearing your chakras. And that stuff makes your twin flame run harder. And like I said, we're going to talk about why that is true. Healing, worrying about soul contracts, all that kind of stuff. So here's the paid stuff. It's the only proven twin flame coaching. Let's see. Today is October of 2025. I've got a sale going right now. It ends in about 2 days. You got 2 days left to get 25% off if you pay in full. 25% off with coupon code BOO, B-O-O. For Halloween. I also have payment plan options. These here at the bottom where it says the price times 6 months. It's not a subscription. It's a payment plan. You pay one price, broken up into 6 payments. There's no discount available, but I do have that there. If you still can't afford to pay in full, and guys, it is very, very comprehensive. My coaching is about 70 hours long. I put everything in there. I don't breadcrumb you. I'm not going to come back later and go, oh, well, I need more money to give you the rest of the coaching. No, no, no. Everything is in there. How do you get all the way to the end? Right? What you guys call union? Right. That's my video coaching program. Everything's in there. I don't fuck around with other people's money. I don't like it when people fuck around with my money. I'm not going to do that to you guys. So that's the paid stuff. It's affordable. It's the only proven twin flame coaching system. Yes, I've coached over 7,000 twin flames. Now, there's also this free stuff that I'm going to share with you here. And as I'm sharing the free stuff with you, we will also talk about these other two loose ends that I wanted to tie up with you today. So if you go to my homepage, go to the homepage of my YouTube channel, here's the Twin Flame Success Stories playlist. You can go see for yourself. Yeah, I'm not bluffing, guys. I've helped a lot of people to be with their twin flame. There's this playlist here. It's called The True Twin Flame Teachings. Go check it out. Free stuff, guys. First video, we're going to talk about the true meaning of the words separation, union, and detaching in the spiritual context. Those are not relationship statuses with your twin flame. That's not what those words are, guys. Those words were in use long before the internet came along and made a big fad out of twin flames. And those words are actually describing states of consciousness. Now, if you use the teachings underlying those words, it does work with your twin flame. So it makes perfect sense to me how those words somehow ended up in the modern twin flame community. It's just everybody's using them the wrong way. People think that it's a relationship status with your twin flame. But the simple, straightforward, quick answer is you're not separate from your twin flame. There's no separation because there's only one of you. And when you transcend the mind, they call that unity or union, oneness. You experience oneness with your twin flame and with everything for that matter. Separation is the way that the mind perceives the world. Again, back to kind of what we were talking about at the beginning of the video where I said, yeah, you think there's another person who you could make a contract with, right? There's me and there's them. And the mind and the 3D world, they create this perception of separateness, separation. But your true nature is unity or union, oneness. And again, you can't think your way there. Just like the newborn baby, the ego mask came along later and covered up the consciousness of the soul, right? You actually just experience yourself as this deeper consciousness. That's what you got to be doing. And I got a lot of free resources, guys. There's even this master class. It's the number one twin flame mistake everybody makes, right? And this is going to be linked in every video that you're watching. It's linked in this video that you're watching. You can go watch this masterclass right now. It's about an hour long. Go check it out, guys. Here, I got a better one. Whoops. Here it is. Okay. Is it going to load it? There we go. Okay. So yeah, go check out this masterclass. It's an hour. It's free. And this is going to make a lot more sense to you if you watch this masterclass. Also, another playlist. Okay, so let's talk about these loose ends that I wanted to tie up for this video. This playlist here, it's called Twin Flame Science. You're not crazy, guys. Yes, you really can meet somebody who is the same soul as you. That is absolutely possible. And there's a very grounded, rational explanation for it. It's reincarnation. If you knew who you used to be in one of your past lives and you had a time machine and you went back in time to meet that person, would the two of you be the same soul? Yeah, you would be. It's your soul reincarnating, right, in one of your past lives. That's what this is, guys. The thing that confuses people is they think every time you reincarnate, you have to go forward in time, but you don't. If you die 60 years from now, you could go back to the 1970s and reincarnate there. I was born in the 1970s. So you can go back to the 1970s and do it again, which means there could be 20 of you walking around out here. So go check these first two videos out if you're still fuzzy about what I'm talking about, especially this one. It's not the soul splits, guys. And I even address that in this video right here. I address where that myth came from. And there isn't even any physical law that would explain that. So, why your twin flame runs, why doing all the healing and worrying about some soul contract or something like that, why does that make them run? Well, I'm going to address that in this video. It's actually because they are one of your past lives. It creates this energetic polarization. It's not avoidant attachment or anxious attachment or any of that kind of stuff. It's not psychological, guys. It's mechanical. It's energy. That's it. That's why they run. You focus on your twin flame. The harder you focus on them mentally, emotionally, or metaphysically, the harder they're going to focus on anything but you. That's why they run. And I'll explain that in this video as well. Okay, resources. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this documentary film up. Here it is right here. Samadhi. Here it is, guys. Watch this documentary film tonight. If you met your twin flame, this is going to make a lot of sense to you. This is the first thing, one of the first things I have my paying coaching students do is watch this documentary film, Samadhi. This is what you got to do to get your twin flame to come back. And it's not really a doing, it's a being. The soul isn't doing, it's being. So watch this documentary film. Read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle as well. Go watch my free coaching videos. Sign up for my paid coaching. Guys, do something. You are your twin. You have real power here. Go do that.